DreAllDay.com.
You think better than this is tomorrow's master class. You are tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That's the go-getter energy that moves us to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. We put all this together in one bundle, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one book, one show, one master class. It is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic is commit like a pig. Now, this is apparently a parable that has been around for a long time, but I had never actually heard of this parable. But I was listening to this guy. I'll tell you where I got it from. This guy by the name of Dave Woodward. I was listening to a podcast he was hosting, and Dave was saying that he's a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints, aka a Mormon, and he was talking about how his kids, one of his kids I think, was going on a Mormon mission. And Dave was explaining how he thinks going on a Mormon mission is one of the best things that I don't know if women do this as well, but one of the things that his son could do. Because being on a Mormon mission was like going all in. It was about going all in on what you're doing and is committing to something that's bigger than yourself, is what Dave was explaining. And he was questioning, and as he was saying this, I got to thinking about it when he shared this parable about committing like a pig, which I'll explain in a moment. It got me to thinking about questioning how committed anyone is to this point to your goals. Like, are you all in on the goals that you're going after, or are you kind of halfway in? Are you kind of serious about it? Are you serious when it's convenient? Are you serious only when it's working? How committed are you to the things that you say you want to be doing? That's what today's topic is about. The subject is committing like a pig, but it's all about how committed you actually are. So let's get into the point so I can explain what this metaphor means, and then we go deeper on this subject. So the topic, once again, is commit like a pig. Point number one. The metaphor that he used, or the parable that he explained, he said on a farm, you got the chickens and you got the pigs. And when I looked this up on Wikipedia, it explains it thusly. All right, now I'm quoting from Wikipedia. The business fable of the chicken and the pig is about commitment to a project or a cause. When producing a dish made of ham or bacon and eggs, the pig provides the ham or the bacon, which requires his or her sacrifice of their life, and the chicken provides the eggs, which for the chicken are not difficult to produce. Thus, the pig is really committed in that dish of bacon and eggs, while the chicken is only involved, yet both are needed to produce the dish. Chickens, so now I'm out of the Wikipedia quote. So another parable that I read that is the same story, just a different way of explaining it. The way that person explained it was a chicken and a pig were going for a walk out in the, I don't know where chickens and pigs go for a walk. And the chicken said to the pig, hey, we should probably open a restaurant. What do you think of that idea of us opening a restaurant together? And the pig looked at the chicken and said, no thanks. And the chicken said, well, why not? And the pig said, well, for us to open a restaurant and sell bacon, I'm going to have to be all in and fully committed. You would only be involved. And the point is for a farmer or whoever makes food to produce ham or bacon from a pig, that pig has to sacrifice its life. You have to kill the pig to get ham or bacon from it. But in order to get eggs from a chicken, the chicken doesn't have to die. All the chicken has to do is produce the egg. Now, the chicken is basically dropping off a little bit of themselves or from themselves every now and then. That's the egg, and that's all the chicken has to do. And the chicken gets to live to see another day, while the pig has to give everything. The pig literally sacrifices his life for that ham and bacon to come to fruition that the family is eating. And the thing that I want you to understand here is that most people, probably you, when it comes to the things that you say you want and the things that you claim that you are serious about, most people are chickens. And I don't mean chicken in that you're afraid, but that could be part of it. The shoe actually could fit in this metaphor. Most people are chickens is that they're only given a little bit. I mean, you're involved in what you're doing, but you're not fully committed in what you're doing. Being involved in what you're doing means you can lay the egg like the chicken does. You give a little bit of yourself. If it happens to go through, it goes through. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. If it works, it works. But you get to live to see another day and keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's working or not. But the pig has to be all in. The pig is fully committed. Committed means you're giving everything you got, and if this doesn't work, then you're not going to get another chance to make it work. The chicken being involved in something means you're there, you're doing it, you're giving something, but if it doesn't work, you can go on and try something else and try something else and try something else. You got to ask yourself, what are you right now? If your life is a restaurant, are you the pig or are you the chicken? And this is something that you really need to consider with yourself, because the reason why you need to consider this is this. Those who ascend to the highest levels of what they do, they're pigs. They give everything that they have in order to get there. Now, I'm going to get to that you may consider the risk or the chance that you have to take in order to put that type of commitment into what you're doing. We're going to cover that before we get to the end of this masterclass here. But understand, first of all, we got to get clear on who the chicken and who the pig is. And you got to ask yourself, what have you been up to this point? Have you been a chicken or have you been a pig? Because the people at the highest levels, if you think about it yourself, people who've gotten to the highest levels of achievement and the things that they do, what are they? Are they chickens being involved? Like they dabble in it every now and then, they get involved and they give a little bit, then they give a little bit more, and they try this and they try that? Or are they the pig? Are they fully committed? Like, okay, I'm hitching my wagon to this thing right here, and either this is going to work or it's not going to work, but this is where I'm at. All right, this is the place that I'm going to be. If you're looking for me, you know that I'm going to be here. If you're trying to find out what I'm up to, you know that I'm doing something that's involved in this. If you're trying to get involved with me, you know you're going to have to get involved in this thing right here. If you're going to be doing anything that involves me, this is where you got to come to. All right, this is where you're going to find me at. I ain't hard to find. My address ain't changed. My number ain't changed. This is the thing that I'm going to be involved in. And that's how the pig gets to the highest level of what they do. Nobody gets to the highest level of anything that they're doing by dabbling in it, by being involved, by being the chicken. Now, you can get some results by being involved in things, but you're not going to get to your highest level of achievement. To maximize your talent, maximize your potential, maximize your ability, maximize your opportunity, you're not going to get there unless you become the pig and all in commit in such a way that if it doesn't work, then nothing's working. Like you paid the ultimate price and it just doesn't work out. But usually what happens, paradoxically, is when you go all in on something and you're fully committed to it, you don't have any choice but to make it work. And when you have no choice but to make something work, guess what? Can you fill in the rest? It works. Point number 2. Today's topic is committing like a pig. Now, here's the second thing. The thing that, because I got to make sure you get everything here. Like I told you yesterday, when you're following a framework or a strategy that someone's sharing, don't just take the part that's convenient for you. You need all of it. Here's the second thing. What would you commit to is a question that you have to answer. Now, committing all the way is one thing, but figuring out where to commit and what you're going to commit to is also a question that is of equal importance. Now, I cannot answer this question to you, what you're going to commit to, but you damn well better have an answer to this question. You need to know what you're going to commit to when you make a commitment. This is all about choosing wisely. Now, if you are in Miami and you were at the talk that I gave at the Books and Bookshop in Miami, Florida, back in what was this, June of 2019. I put it out as Masterclass 1139. So if you weren't there, then you can hear it in Masterclass 1139. One of the things that I talked about there, the topic was, it takes more than hard work to succeed. And I gave you 8 elements that you're going to need in your life, in your business, in your career, in anything that you do in order to create success that are more important than hard work. Doesn't mean hard work doesn't matter, but they're more important than hard work. The number one element is you must choose wisely. You got to choose wisely in a lot of areas. One of them being, what exactly are you going to work hard on? And relative to today's topic, what are you going to commit to? I'm telling you, you need to fully commit to something in order to reach your highest level of success. Now the question is, all right, fully commit to what? Where are you going to commit? Choosing wisely is the number one key into success in life, in deciding what to do and what not to do. When you find the right partner to be with, for example, whether that be in business or in life, you commit to that person. When you find the right business or the industry or the right job to be involved in, you commit to it. When you find the right process that works, you commit to it. So the question begs, now that I've told you that you got to commit and you got to choose wisely what you commit to. I gave you 2 questions there that you need to answer to. Now the question is, how do I find it? All right, you understand the whole part about commitment, right? Now it's figuring out what to commit to. Now the question is, how do I figure out what to commit to? All right, here's how you figure out where to commit. This is also another form of this question that someone may ask, well, Dre, how do I know where I should be in life? How do I know what my passion is? How do I know where my zone of excellence is? How do I find out what I could be really great at in life? Well, the answer is you must seek. See, if you're looking to find something in life, you must seek. All right, everybody's heard of seek, and find, right? You heard the saying, seek and ye shall find, right? If you ask, then it shall be granted to you, or whatever the saying is. I know I'm chopping up that statement a little bit, but if you're not seeking, then it's impossible for you to find. Usually you're not going to just stumble into some great idea. You're not always going to stumble into your calling in life. Some people do, but not everybody does. Some of us got to work a little bit harder, and we got to actually go look for it. It's not going to come find us and hit us upside our heads. We got to go find it. We got to go look for it, and then we'll eventually find it. So the question is, how much seeking are you doing? How much of your resources have you put towards new experiences, new ideas, and engaging with new people versus putting your resources towards doing the same stuff over and over and over again? Now, this one you need to think about. I could talk about it all day, but this is one that you really need to think hard about. Let me ask the question again. How much of your resources being time, money, attention, energy, and focus, how much of your resources are you putting towards going through new experiences, meaning going to new places? How much of your resources are you putting towards engaging with new ideas, meaning reading a new book, listening to a new show, talking to a new person, considering a new position, thinking about a new opinion other than the ones you've already had? How much of your resources are you putting towards engaging with new people versus how much of your resources, how much of your time, let's just start with that one, how much of your time are you putting towards doing the same things over and over and over again, especially things that you have already decided are not the place that you want to be, not the thing that you want to be doing, not the ideas that you want to have. You know that this is not the thing you want to commit to in life, yet you keep giving time to it. This is one I want you to marinate on when this masterclass is over. How much of your resources are you putting towards the new versus towards the old? Because if you're not putting any of your resources towards anything new, yet you haven't found the thing that you really want to be doing with your life, I mean, what kind of outcomes do you expect to receive? I mean, what do you think is going to happen? You think some magic is going to occur, and one day, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and the genie is going to tell you what you should be doing with your life? Now, again, there are stories of people who said this is what happened to them, but I'm not suggesting that you wait for that. All right, hope is not a strategy, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to find out where you should be in life and where you should commit, you got to go look. You got to go try things out. Go try different things. Go read about different things. Go talk to different people. Go get some new experiences. Go to some places that you don't normally go to. Go think about some things you haven't really thought about before. You have to push yourself out of your comfort zone of what you're used to in order to explore some new things that may be the thing that might be the place where you need to commit. Again, if you look at your life right now and you don't see anything that you want to commit to right now in your life, then you must take at least some of your resources, time, money, attention, energy, focus. That's Masterclass 609, the 5 forms of investment. You must take at least some of those resources. I would say 20% of your resources and put them towards the new people, ideas, experiences, opinions, and find out what else is out there in the world. Because I guarantee what you know about is about 2% of what's actually out there. Let me repeat. What you know about is about 2% of what's actually out there. So even those of you who have figured out where you want to commit in life, that's excellent. Congratulations on that. But there's 98% of life out there that you don't even know anything about, simply because you haven't explored the new. Now, since you found a place that you want to commit, all right, you know how much of your resources are discretionary that you could use towards other things. Use them towards some new things. Expand your horizons. Not because you're going to find something new to commit to, but because you can take what you learned in those outside spaces and bring it back to where you committed, and it could enrich what you're already doing. This is where your wealth of knowledge and wealth of experience actually makes you a more well-rounded person that gives you more substance as an individual. If you didn't hear the masterclass on substance, how to be a person of substance, that's masterclass number 1286. And when I talked about going a mile wide and an inch deep, let me tell you what number masterclass that is. Where is it? Mile wide and inch deep is masterclass number 1254, inches and miles. Point number 3. Today's topic is committing like a pig. Am I saying that you should throw everything that you're doing away and do just one thing starting today? Am I saying just take everything that you've been doing, discard all of it, and just narrow it down to one thing and just focus on that one thing now and forever? Am I saying that you should just take all of the stuff that you've been doing, if you haven't found a place to commit yet, you don't like any of your current options, your current prospects and just throw all of them away and just go do all new stuff 100% of your time right now until you figure it out? No, probably not. That's not what I'm saying. That's probably not a good idea. You probably can't just do that out of nowhere right now anyway, because you have some commitments that maybe are not going to remain commitments that you're going to need to absolve yourself of. But you also need to start thinking about what you do want to commit to, and or start looking for the places where you could possibly commit. So maybe you have some prospects that you think one of them could be the thing you commit to. You need to start looking deeper into that and figuring out how you can give more of your resources to it so you can learn and find out if that's the thing you really want to commit to, because you probably don't know it as well as you think you do. So once you find out everything, then you can make a more rational decision about whether or not you should commit to it. But once you figure that out, then you can decide whether you're going to or not. But you got to put some time into it to figure that out, right? It's not just gonna hit you in your head just because, again. And you got to start looking for the places where you could commit. So look around. All the top performers, all the high achievers have committed to something. Think about the top performers and high achievers that you can think of. They have fully committed to something. Kobe Bryant, he was committed. Steve Jobs, committed. Oprah Winfrey, committed. Jeff Bezos, all of these people committed. And you can think of people who may be micro celebrities in their space, or maybe you know about them, but they're not world famous. Maybe the whole world doesn't know their name, but they're great at what they do. It's probably because they have committed to what it is they're doing. And even if a bunch of people don't know of them, people become great at anything by fully committing to what that thing is. Whatever they decide it is, they have to jump in on it. What is it going to be for you? You need to look if you haven't found it. If you think you found it, you need to go deeper until you figure out whether it's a yes or a no. But you don't have time to just sit around and maybe one day you'll figure it out. And we're gonna be talking about that exact topic very soon. Point number 4 is going all in. Man, today's topic once again is committing like a pig. So now here's the question. Because it's going all in thing. I'm giving you examples of people who went all in and succeeded. Kobe, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, whoever else you want to name, went all in on something and they became successful at it. So am I trying to give you the impression that going all in on something is a 100% sure thing, guaranteed winning bet? Absolutely not. Committing 100% to something does not guarantee that you're going to win. Does not guarantee that you're going to succeed. Does not guarantee that everything's going to turn out great. All right, all those names that I just said, all those people failed a time or 3 before they became so successful that they just had this aura of success around them that everything's working. Kobe Bryant lost some games. Kobe Bryant shot some air balls in some playoff games. Steve Jobs got kicked out of his own company. He started a company, age 30, got kicked out of his own company. Could you imagine that? Starting a company is successful and you get kicked out of the company, you can't even work there anymore? It's not guaranteed he was going to get asked to come back. It was years later before they asked him to come back. Oprah Winfrey failed on TV before she succeeded on TV. Jeff Bezos failed multiple times running his businesses before he succeeded at his businesses. But they remained committed. They remained committed even though they had failed at it, kept working at it, and eventually they found success at the thing that they were doing. So just because you commit does not guarantee success. But as long as you're committed, it guarantees you're going to keep working until you get success. That's what commitment means. It is part of the game that you're going to come up short sometimes in a game, but committing does not mean guaranteed winning. It means you're staying there. This is the key word in mental toughness. I've said this before. The key word in the whole concept of mental toughness is until. That means you're going to stay in it until you reach success, until you figure out the formula, until you get things to go the way that you want them to go. Why are you going to stay until? Because you're committed. When you're fully committed, you're going to figure it out until, as long as it takes to figure it out, you figure it out. All right, any of you who's in an intimate relationship and you're in a committed relationship, if there's a disagreement between you and your partner, you two got to stay and work on that thing until you figure it out, because there's no other alternatives. No alternative of, you know what, I'm going to just cancel this relationship and go find a different one. No, you've already committed, so we're going to work on this until we figure it out. As long as it takes. If it takes all night, if it takes several weeks, if it takes us going to therapy, if it takes us having to do this, that, and the third, we are going to figure this out. Why? Because we're committed to what we're doing here. If you're running a business and things are not working, you're not going to cancel and shut down the whole business because this is a failure. Let me go try another one. No. You're committed to that one. Let me figure out what's not working and let me figure out how to fix it. And I'm going to keep working on it until I've figured it out. It might take me a month. It might take me 6 months. It might take me 2 years to figure it out. And I might have to struggle through that period, but I'm going to keep working on it until I figured it out. That's what commitment means. When you're committed to something, until is the key word. We keep going until it's working the way that it needs to be working. Let's recap today's topic, which is committing like a pig. I got this again from a guy who was talking about people going on a Mormon mission, how he liked the fact that people were fully committed. You on a Mormon mission, you got to be fully committed, because I guess there's a whole lot of things you can't do while you're doing that mission. I don't know anything about that world, but the whole concept was committing like a pig, being all in on something, not just dabbling on that thing. So let's talk about how committed you are to the things that you're doing. Point number one, the metaphor that he uses on a farm. You got the chickens and the pigs, and as Wikipedia says, the business fable of the chicken and the pig is about commitment to a project or a cause. When producing a dish made of ham or bacon and eggs, the pig provides the ham or the bacon, which requires his or her sacrifice, and the chicken provides the eggs, which are not difficult to produce. The pig is really committed to the dish, while the chicken is only involved, yet both are needed to produce the dish. Chickens, I'm out of the metaphor now. Chickens give, well, not out of the metaphor, out of the reading. Chickens give eggs. They drop off a bit of themselves every now and then, and that's all they got to do. Pigs give it all. They give their whole life in order for that ham or bacon to be eaten by you. Most people are chickens. They give a little bit, and they're dabblers. Those who ascend to the highest levels, they're the pigs. They give it all. Point number two, what would you commit to, though? Now, while I can't answer this question for you, you damn sure need to answer it for yourself. This is about choosing wisely. Number one key to success in life is deciding what to do and what not to do. When you find the right partner, the right business, the right industry, the right job, you commit. So how do you figure out what to commit to? You got to seek. You got to go look. How much of your resources are you dedicating towards new experiences, new people, new ideas, in order to figure out where you can commit? And versus how much time are you giving to doing the same stuff over and over again? Point number three. Am I telling you to throw everything away and just do one thing starting today? No, it's probably not a viable option for any of us, but you need to start thinking about where you could possibly commit to and start looking for places where you could commit. You got to look around and notice that all the top performers and top high achievers, they've all committed to something. Kobe, Oprah, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, everybody's committed. Point number four, is going all in 100% sure thing, guaranteed winning bet? No, it is not. Never is it. Everybody that I've named has been a high achiever who is committed to something. They failed in that commitment. Then they tried again and again and again. Guess when? Until they figured it out. The key word of commitment is that you are committed until you get to the outcome that you want. You will fail once, twice, 3, 10 times before you get the aura of success around your name, but you will never get that aura of success until you are fully committed to something. It is part of the game to fail, but the key word of mental toughness, the key word of commitment is until. Work on your game. Dre all day.